Everybody, I am Draiga. Good evening, good night, good morning, whatever time it might be for you. I hope it is good and you are doing well. This is Condemned Criminal Origin. It's a great honor to get to show it off for you today at GDQ. I am joined by wonderful commentators. I'm joined by Mr. Maxi Lobes. I'm joined by Mr. Gulch too. And I'm joined, of course, by a special guest commentator, Mr. Hippo. And with that, I think we're ready to get going. We all good to go? All right, I'm going to load a save file. That's just to skip an intro cutscene, which is about a minute long. So timing will start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. So, Condemned Criminal Origins is about Ethan Thomas, who is an investigator in the FBI in the fictional, I believe it's called Metro City. So the beginning of this game, we are investigating a fresh murder in this city, and across the whole point of this game is that there has been an increasing amount of murders in Metro City, and so, well, we're going to sort of somewhat see why. We're going to be investigating murders, we're going to be fighting criminals, we're going to be doing all sorts of fun investigative things. You saw at the beginning that I did a quick save, quick load. That skips dialogue, and we're going to be seeing a huge amount of that. So each quick save, quick load skips one line of dialogue. Which is faster because obviously we don't have to listen through all of the dialogue. So right now we're just following this character who is our boss person, just as he slowly walks up these stairs. We're going to be soon introduced to the flashlight mechanic, which is going to help a lot as this is a horror game, and so therefore must be contained fully in dark, old, ancient buildings. There is a potential skip here I could go for, but I've opted not to go for it. It was discovered about 2 weeks ago and involves a box that we would obtain from that room. And there's a couple of reasons why I've decided not to go for it. The main reason being that if I do it and I successfully get it, I then would have to do another skip later on in this level. And if I fail the second skip, the game soft locks. And I'd only discovered that during my practice sessions when I arrived at GDQ, which I was quite thankful to have discovered, so I didn't accidentally soft lock the game.
And on top of that, it is the hardest out of bounds in the entire game.
Yes, it is, yeah.
On top of being found out just 2 weeks before this event started. So.
Yeah. So you can see here, this is where the power of quick save, quick loading during phone calls really comes into play. You can just see at the bottom of the screen how much dialogue we're skipping just by, not quite close enough, just by doing a quick save, quick load at every phone call. That was the first of a series of investigative tools that we have available to us. They're all context sensitive, and so at various points the game will say, hey, bring up your tool here and use it to investigate this crime scene. And so that was the camera that we can use, and there's a couple of others that we'll see throughout the run. That is a spooky foreshadowing of the serial killer we're chasing. So there's another photo to take here. That's not bad.
Great RNG.
Yeah. How zoomed in or out the camera is there is RNG. And so you can get quite bad RNG there where it's super far zoomed out and you have to take a few seconds to zoom it all the way in.
Yeah, and Greg is intentionally walking to this area before quick saving, quick loading to skip the dialogue in order to get to this door first before the other detective.
Yeah, so I'm not like trapped in by him, and so it allows me to press up against this door till he opens it, and I can walk ahead of him here and get to a cutscene trigger a little bit early.
And the reason why Draiga is not skipping some of this dialogue
while he's going towards the doors, because if you do skip that dialogue, you're soft locked.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's some dialogue that soft locks the game if you skip it, and there's some dialogue that just doesn't save time if you skip it.
Copy that. Becker and I will head up the fire escape.
So after this cutscene, I'm going to try a very small skip. It saves maybe a second or two if you get it, but it involves spamming quick save at the end of this cutscene and then quick loading it as soon as I possibly can. And it allows me to get control back of Ethan a couple of seconds early and move him forward slightly. Because during phone calls, most of the time you're sort of locked into the particular phone call area, and the game won't let you move forward until the phone call is finished. And so that's part of the reason why we need to skip phone calls, is that the game will allow us to move forward.
And for Christ's sake, be careful.
So here, I'm going to spam quick save. You can see it saying you cannot save now, and as soon as the cutscene ends, it's going to let me quick save, then I'll quick load it, and no, that's fine. Couldn't be forward.
Yeah, only saves a couple seconds to get it at best, so not the biggest deal.
So as we continue from the through the building here, we're you know, thinking that the serial killer's here and you know, still in the building. So we're gonna hunt after him, and there's going to be a lot of prompts that'll show up, and it'll tell you kind of how the rest of the game's mechanics work.
Yeah.
Stuff such as sprinting and using your gun, as you saw, and also the taser, which we'll see a bit of later.
Yeah. Yeah, so this game starts you out with a gun, but the actual main emphasis of combat in the game is melee combat. So that's the main form of combat in the game. It just starts you out with a gun here.
And guns don't work the same as other survival horror games. If you run out of ammo, you are forced to use your gun as a melee weapon. You can't pick up any ammo throughout the game. You would just pick up additional weapons.
Yeah. So there's a cutscene here, and after the cutscene, I'm going to be attempting a fairly large out of bounds using that fuse box right there. It involves a series of quick save quick loads on it and interacting with it at particular points, and hopefully, if I do it correctly, that looks good. Yes, the game is just going to throw me out of bounds here. If you look below, you can see the fuse box directly below me. Why this happens is a good question, and I suspect, my guess is that this game runs on the same engine as the Fear series, the First Encounter Assault Recon series, and there is a glitch in the Fear series called quick porting, which teleports you to the center of the map, and I suspect it is probably the same glitch or in some way related to it, which throws you out of bounds here. So we're just going to be doing a bit of traversal out of bounds here. It's quite easy to fool, so you've got to have to be somewhat precise in your movements, just until you don't, sure you don't fool anywhere. But that's the outbounds done.
Yeah, and you know, that is a really, really hard out of bounds. When I started running this game, it was very intimidating, and I actually could never get it, so I just didn't do it.
Very impressive to get it first.
Yeah, it's very dependent on loading times, and I was somewhat worried that I wasn't going to be able to do it on the AGDQ computers, but yeah, thankfully that was smooth enough.
There is a soft lock that can happen here where this enemy at the end just runs out in the opposite direction in the hallway, and you cannot kill him, and you need to do that in order to open that door. So luckily that didn't happen.
Yeah, it's just the outbounds we do, where the door behind us isn't opened when it should normally be, but the enemy can still run through the door, but we can't, and you have to kill the enemy to activate this cutscene. So yeah, thankfully avoided the soft lock there. I know the ragdoll animation there, the favorite of cultures.
Yeah, it's the big twist of the game here, right at the start, where Thomas's gun is used to kill his officer friends.
Yeah.
And now the FBI is like, hey, that was your gun, you did that.
Yeah.
And Ethan's like, wait, no, hold on.
So yeah, so the rest of the game sort of takes place with Ethan on the run now, and sort of trying to solve the murders on his own with the help of an investigative buddy of his called Rosa in the FBI, and that's the structure of the rest of the game. This is about a 2.5-minute cutscene, and so this would be a wonderful time for some donations if we have any.
Oh, perfect. We absolutely do. I have $10 from Astrid the Horror Girl, saying hello to my good friends Draiga and Gulch. I hope the run goes well, and I hope the camera RNG behaves.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your donation. Also, we are at 4,874 out of 5,000 needed to upgrade the Murder of Crows difficulty. We are so close to that. Our next donation notes this. Shadow Dart with $50 comes in to say, to help us push for that incentive for Crow Country, here are some Crow jokes. What is a crow's favorite drink? It's coffee. What does a crow do while pregnant? It takes crowbiotics. Sorry. What did the Crow Gang get? Why did the Crow Gang get arrested? Attempted murder. Thank you. Thanks for all you do, GDQ. Thank you, Shadow Dart. I thank you very much. If anyone has any other Crow jokes they want to put in for this incentive, please go for it. Tech Ghost donates $25. We can't stop here. This is Crow Country. Thank you again. And then I have a donation regarding the last run, $201 from Mary Sunderland that says, James, you made me happy. Thank you so much for your donation.
Awesome. So yeah, so the police here has now come to arrest Ethan because they have found the fingerprint on Ethan's gun, or they've discovered that the gun used to kill the policeman was Ethan's gun, and of course the logical conclusion is that Ethan killed him, Ethan killed them, and Ethan just decides to start running instead of just explaining that it was the criminal instead of himself. But c'est la vie.
Definitely an interesting choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to start this level off with a kind of a almost unexplainable exploit here, where in certain rooms, if you run and kick, you just start Roombaing on one leg. It's very silly, and you can do it downstairs as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it only works in some floors. I have no clue what the criteria is for it working, but on some floors, yeah, if you start kicking, you just start, I like the term room-bring across the floor, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And a huge benefit to that is that while you're running at normal sprinting speed, your stamina does not decrease, so it helps preserve stamina for later times.
Yeah. Yeah, stamina management can be important, especially with some of the later tricks where we're going to need stamina to sprint to particular triggers, usually before an enemy is killed or an ally is killed. So that's another one of the investigative tools, that sort of sampler thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the primordial subway sludge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we have two different types of investigating tools here in this game. We have detection tools. The amazing taser sounds. We have detection tools as well as collection tools. So you see us use detection tools to find the crime scene area, more used in casual playthrough to kind of see where you're going, and then collection tools to get the evidence.
Yeah.
And also the tool that is a taser.
Yes.
Yeah.
The taser, as you can see, the taser is very strong in this game.
Yeah. Also introduced in this level context-sensitive weapons. So like at the beginning of the level, we had to pick up a shovel to break a padlock, and here we had to pick up a crowbar from the enemy to break open the fuse box so that we can progress, and there's a few of those throughout the game.
And now we're coming up to first really, really cool trick found by, I know this is going to be hard to believe, but by Hippo.
Hippo on the couch.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Hippo found this trick called headbanging, where you quite literally bang Ethan's head through walls and doors to unlock things on the other side of them. Mm-hmm. And Draiga made it look really easy. The method is by looking up and dragging Ethan's head down. It'll kind of clip it through, and you gotta mash forward a little bit too.
Yeah.
And the sledgehammer is another one of those special tools that we need to use in order to open doors. So Draiga went out of his way there to clip through that door and grab that slammer early.
I think it's also worth noting on these subjects of Hippo that the out of bounds in the last level was also a Hippo find. And in fact, that's you'll soon come to find that quite a lot of the glitches in this game were found by Hippo. I have another phone call to skip here. And then after this, we're going to be coming up on another major skip in this game, or at this level. Another quite annoying skip involving a cart that I'm going to be pushing across the floor into a corner, and then hopefully using that to clip through the wall to skip most of this level.
We have another spot here where we're going to be doing that kick sliding tech to preserve stamina and also just move across the ground quickly.
I feel like that's the most beneficial spot, huh?
Yeah.
That trick. Yeah, here's the cart.
So yeah, this is quite a finicky thing. The cart does not move how you would expect it to move, and it depends a lot on what angle you're looking at it and what position you're pushing it from. So I need it to be right in that corner, and that is not as easy as it sounds. So it looks like the cart I should just be able to push it in now, but it might. Oh no! Okay, that was quite smooth actually. That can be very finicky and go quite wrong depending on whether the cart just wants to cooperate or not. But now that it is in the corner, I'm going to hopefully hit it a few times and get it right through the wall and walk over here and go on some pipes and skip most of the level at that point.
You made that look so easy.
Yeah, that was really, really good. Yeah, I would be very happy with that, even in the actual run. That was,
Very quick setup and
Do you mind if I sneak in with a really quick update?
Go on.
We did hit the 5,000 needed for the upgrade to Murder of Crows difficulty, so thank you everyone for getting that met.
Awesome.
Very nice. Good job, everybody. Crow Country is a really cool game.
Yeah. So there was a trigger. I had to run right up those stairs just to hit a trigger at the top of the stairs, just to run immediately back down the stairs to get through a door that would have otherwise been closed. This is another spot where you can do it. I'm just going to ignore the enemy as he hits those crows for some reason. And that is the end of the level. So at the end of every level, your health is replenished and any weapons you had get taken away. So each level is basically a fresh start.
walking downstairs is notoriously slow in this game, especially if you have higher FPS. So we do lock the game to 60 FPS in order to help it go a little faster.
If you have like a really, really good computer and you're running this game at like 1,000 frames and you try to go on stairs, they're not stairs anymore. It's just a wall, and you will not get past it.
Who is hitting me?
Who's that guy?
I'm just going to redo this. I have super low health. I have no idea who is hitting me.
That gives us opportunity to explain this little tech here is Draiga's going to try to taser that enemy at a specific animation. And that'll allow him to one-hit kill. It's also important to kill that enemy in order to prevent some spawns up ahead. So did a great job there.
He's back.
My mouse stopped working. Okay, we're fine. Okay. Sorry.
As soon as you told him that your mouse stopped working, he backed off. He was like, oh, okay, no, this is not fair anymore.
Okay. Okay, we're all good. Okay.
Oh, he's back.
Fair fight.
It's so unfair because you just tased him and he's just done.
We'll potentially see this taser tech in action here, coming up right here. Might get a one-hit kill if you... Excellent. And then another funny aspect about the taser is it replenishes on its own in about 8 seconds. But if you quick save and quick load, you get it back instantly. So
that could be useful at some points in the run. Right. So this game typically it doesn't have a crouch mechanic normally. we're going to be crouching, and that is by going into this corner and opening the trash can and then quick saving at a particular spot or at a particular time, and that forces us into a crouch state here. And the reason why this is so useful is because, wait, still up again for some reason. In the crouch state, some objects we can go through. So like this gate here, I'm not going to be able to escape here. That or turnstile there, we can just pass straight through it. I'm stuck on it again. And another gate we're going to be able to get through. So this turnstile can just pass straight through it. And then there's a gate up here, which I'm going to be clipping through, which is only possible while in this crouch state.
Yeah, and this one trick here skips a large majority of this level here.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much a free run to the end here.
Yeah.
Get another hippo find.
Yeah.
Do we have time for a donation while you do that?
This is an excellent time for donations, yes.
Wicked, thank you so much. I have $50 from Jeremiah that says, please accept this donation from our kitties, Zag and Than. Thank you to GDQ for all the good you all do. Less than 3. Watching your events has become a tradition in our house over the last 5+ years, and now even our cats enjoy watching the runners go fast. Thank you so much for that donation. Also, we have a new incentive that just opened up. We have upgrade to 100% for Crossroad OS. We are needing $3,000 to get that met. So that is our new goal. Chat, when you donate, make sure that at the bottom you're selecting the incentive for your donation to go towards.
Wonderful. So, yeah, this doesn't have audio. Don't worry about
Yeah,
that.
all
It's
right,
actually perfect for more donations because we're just going to be riding this
Yeah.
train for a little bit.
Okay, I hope you're all right with crow puns because, like, I did ask them for them and they did deliver.
I'll bring them
There
on.
we go.
So I have a $5 donation from Bad Dad Jokes. It says, what is a crow's favorite board game? Crokinole. Thank you so much. Thank you for your donation. $18 from Dandy. What's the difference between a crow and a raven? It depends on the number of pinion feathers on their tail. So I guess you could say it's a matter of opinion. Don't you out there. Stop it. That was good. I have $25 from Anonymous. I tried to come up with some crow puns, but I just don't have a talent for it. I guess I can always wing it. Improvised puns just can't be beat. Anyways, let's unlock Murder of Crows. Thank you again. It was because of all of you that we did unlock that. A final one, $12.50 from the Crow Mauler, which is very violent. These puns crow hard. Thanks.
So yeah, as Maxi pointed out, this game was originally a console game that was ported to PC, and some things, for some reason, just kind of broke on the PC version, such as the train here, which just doesn't have audio for some reason.
This other train that's going to come by does,
Yeah.
but the one we ride doesn't.
Yeah.
That train's built different.
So that beeping, that comes from the bird collectibles in the game. We don't have time to pick any of them up because we are speedrunning the game. Yeah, when you're near a collectible in this game, that beeping goes off to indicate that you're near one if you're interested in picking them up.
We're introduced to a new enemy here in the sewer sections, these little crawler guys that are very creepy looking. Unfortunately, we don't run into them a whole bunch because we're going to be doing a lot of skips in this level.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, you didn't find this one, actually. You did not find this one. What we're going to be doing up here is a little bit of animation duplication. We're going to be quick saving and just mashing quick save as much as possible, and then quick loading as soon as the prompt says that you can't quick save. And that will duplicate this animation. And Draiga is going to be doing it 3 times, well,
two
twice,
times, yeah.
2 times, and then boom, through the wall, go up the ladder. Really well done. Very fun trick. That was found many, many years before Hippo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I got the shotgun earlier here. That's just for the use in the end of the level. just to clear out some enemies that can potentially block your way. We could actually probably do a donation or two while I'm running through this subway.
Wicked, I've got you. I've got $25 from Nolan Void that says, love y'all, heart emoji. Thank you so much. And Torek says, with $50, my wife and I have been watching GDQ together since we started dating. And now our 2-month-old daughter is sharing it with us. Looking forward to many more and supporting a good cause. Thank you so, so much. That is incredibly adorable.
Awesome. So, this is another big skip. I'm going to be closing the subway door here, and then getting wedged in it again, and then quick save, quick loading whilst moving forward. And this is going to force me into the crouching state again, like that. I'm going to do it twice to get into a super crouch state, which is going to let me clip through this door, and then open up this door and get into this railing, and then hopefully, if I've done this correctly, oh, I didn't mean to fire the gun.
Yeah, shoot that railing.
I can see myself getting lower.
Oh, it's working.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
You know you want to game. Oh my god.
Come on. Ethan did not apply enough butter.
Hey.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, I got the. Nearly.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. So yeah. So that forces you directly through the floor and into this section, which skips. You can't see it, but there's meant to be steam there, which usually blocks your path, and we skip the whole sort of subsection about having to turn off the steam.
Yeah, and the skip's not over yet. We're
Yeah.
doing that animation duplication now, but with a drop-down animation instead. Draiga's gonna wiggle through this this wall, and this is the trigger for the end of the level.
Yeah.
You saw that earlier, but every single level, as long as you're loaded into it and you can get to the trigger that ends the level, you can get there as long as you know it's loaded in. So that's what we're doing. And that was really well done. So
Yeah.
hats off to you. Yeah, some of these skips are they don't look as finicky as they are. So
Yeah.
and now we're just kind of going to the end, and we're gonna have a cutscene. So now would be time for more donations.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I have $25 from Anonymous that says, thank you, sleep-deprived speedrunners, for providing us all day long fun. Thank you so much for your donation. It is a little early right now, but we're having a great time. GDQ continues on. We have $50 from Unisverse. My uncle just finished chemotherapy for stage 3 cancer and is expected to make a full recovery. Thanks for all the work you do and helping so many people in such a scary time. Thank you so much for your donation. I am incredibly glad to hear that. And yeah, PCF just does amazing work. We also have $100 from Anonymous. They do not leave a comment, but Anonymous, thank you so much. And also in addition to that incentive that opened up, we do have some bid wars, including one coming up for White Day, an upcoming run, to pick the category. So if you want to make sure that you have the category you want selected, when you donate, make sure you put that down below.
We can do a couple more.
I don't need a shrink.
Absolutely. I have $10 from Alex, first time donating to GDQ after years of watching. Thanks to all those amazing runners, and here's to all of these amazing games. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're able to donate. That means so much to us. I have $10 from Anonymous, stuck inside on a snowy, blustery day. Glad to have GDQ to keep me company. And we are glad to do it. Thank you so much for your donations.
Awesome. Thank you all so much.
Look, Feral.
So now we're starting out in the department store. Draiga's going to be skipping a little bit of audio here in the beginning, but after that, we're going to be using this little Christmas present to set up an out of bounds. So Draiga's going to try to put it in a precise location across the room.
But I didn't think I picked up the mannequin arm. That's yeah. Yeah. So as Coach said, I'm going to be moving this box across the room. This box, depending on its exact position and the side facing you, just might not move at some points. That looks, might not work, let's see. And then once the box is pushed up against the wall here, I'm going to spam left and quick save, quick load, and hopefully, not quite. I should hopefully get absorbed into the wall like that, hopefully.
Yep.
Which is going to let me clip right through the wall. You can see here the entire level is loaded in, including a train up there for some reason. And then do a jump across the level here. And that is the entire level skipped,
Yep.
more or less.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I just have to activate it to trigger that. And then this is a friendly policeman. I'm actually going to be tasing him and taking his gun, and then letting the criminals kill him, because unfortunately he has to die for us to get this phone call. And this phone call we need to be able to finish the level.
So that big skip, yet another find by Hippo.
It's a hippo.
Call that Dropbox version 2.
Yeah, this level's went through several iterations from what I've heard, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of wild that we just start it and finish it now. It's just over.
It never gets old.
Yeah.
And here, Draiga's gonna make a safety save, because this ending can be quite mean. For some unknown reason, you can kind of just clip through the ground and not save this level.
Yeah,
but
good. Yeah.
yeah, it looks like it worked. There you go.
We've all learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
All right, we got another cutscene here, so let's roll on some donations.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Actually, I'd like to take a moment to remind everyone what we are raising this money for Prevent Cancer Foundation. The Prevent Cancer Foundation is the only U.S.-based nonprofit organization solely dedicated to cancer prevention and early detection. Their vision is a world where cancer is preventable, detectable, and beatable for all. Their mission is to empower people to stay ahead of cancer through prevention and early detection. The foundation is all about taking the power from cancer and giving it to the people. You can find out more information about PCF at preventcancer.org. And thanks to every single one of you, all of you watching, playing along, posting, not me, everyone else that's host. I'm not shouting myself out here. Runners, everyone involved in this event. We have already raised $545,793 for Prevent Cancer Foundation, which is absolutely astronomical. So thank you everyone involved for raising this money for charity.
What is this city coming to? All right, so I've got to find the torturer and save his ass so the new killer doesn't kill him.
So yeah.
Life
so-
of an agent.
I'm no longer an agent, apparently.
At this point in the story, we're finding out that there is a serial killer that is killing the serial killers that Ethan is investigating. So now we're trying to figure out who that is, and
Yeah, all while we're on the run from the FBI and trying to clear our own name.
At the city library.
Yeah, if anyone's watched the movie Seven, I'm pretty sure this game was inspired.
Yeah.
It took heavy inspiration from
Yeah.
that.
But there's got to be a terminal or two still working.
There's a couple of tricks coming up, though.
There are indeed.
Meet me there
Yeah.
in,
Which we're not. No, you didn't find them. No, there's someone else found them, dude.
yeah. So coming up here, Draiga is going to be doing a little trick to hopefully open this door earlier than
Yeah.
intended. Usually that door would lock if you take even a little bit of time. And that allows us to skip, having to fight a couple enemies, and also allows us to skip a phone call that we would receive right before jumping out of that window there.
And this is a fairly annoying and RNG fight. There's going to be waves of enemies spawning here, and exactly where the enemies spawn from and how many enemies is somewhat RNG. And so you can see here, they're going to be climbing over the fence, and ideally I'd like to shoot them as they're climbing over the fence, because that kills them instantly if you shoot them whilst they're doing this climbing animation.
Draiga's got a spare shotgun under that dumpster. And that was
Wonderful.
a great fight.
Yeah. And then this is my favorite cutscene in the entire game, where we take this dumpster for a ride as we're fending off enemies, and then my favorite cutscene in the game is after that. Another enemy.
And here we'll get to see some of the finest detective work.
Yeah, truly inspiring investigative skills.
What the hell was that?
Thomas, I'm at the library. Where are you?
Rosa, be quiet.
It's just, you know, Skyrim stealth level intelligence.
Hey, Smithy.
Looking everywhere but the
Yeah.
a dark door.
Very few people can tell me to shut up and get away with it.
Yeah, get him, Rosa.
I'll be there in a minute.
Hurry. I have a feeling I'm not alone here.
The second that's the end of that level. Okay. So yeah, so during one of my practice runs, I actually died during the fight there. Yeah, thankfully, did not happen this time. The enemies cooperated and didn't just sort of spawn out of nowhere.
So the next level here is called Library, and there's a brand new skip found by, yet again, Hippo, recently found about 2 weeks ago, and it skips a large section of this level. A lot of it was waiting around and skipping a lot of dialogue, so it's very nice.
Yeah.
So Draiga's gonna make a safety save here and then try to push this chair over into a specific corner. And then once he gets that chair into the proper position, he's going to do one of those save load tricks in order to clip into the chair and get ourselves stuck into the floor. And then he'll use that to clip through the floor to the further area of the game.
Thankfully, unlike the other new skip that was found, this one is on the easier side. This one's fairly free, so the chair pushed us through that side of the floor, or that side of the, what's it called? That wall there, that's the word. And so now, after we quick load, we're stuck in the floor, and so we can face this way and just clip through the floor into this section of the map, which is about, I don't, maybe a third of the way through the level, maybe half the way through the level. And so we can do another wall bang here to clip through that door. And
It's very good, Draiga. First try.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is just skip after skip after skip, and he's just nailing them all.
Thank you, yes. We need the... So, part of what we skipped here is in a previous cutscene, we were meant to pick up a more advanced version of the taser, and we no longer have that for this section of the level, which makes it slightly annoying to deal with that enemy. But we do another head clip there to open that door, and then just on the other side of that door is the, not the end of the level trigger, but the trigger to activate this cutscene. And so we just walk through the door, activate the trigger, and then immediately exit through the door again, so that the cutscene can start.
Back when I started running this level was like 20 minutes. So, yeah, it's so fast now. You just do skip after skip after skip, and
Yeah.
you're done. Just cutscenes happens, and it's so cool.
This is another pretty long cutscene, so we can do a donation or two.
Absolutely. I have $25 from Lexi for my wonderful husband, Jason, who introduced me to speedrunning and GDQ. Now we watch every event together. Happy GDQ week, everyone. Thank you so much, Lexi. I'm so glad that you got into it. It's a very, very fun thing to get into. And I have $25 from Jonad the First, longtime watcher, longtime donator, longtime lover of all that is gaming. You all rock, tech crew, hosts, runners, chat, audience, PCF, venue, staff. I wish you all the best possible realities for each of you. Woo, GDQ. Thank you so much, Jonad the First.
Great. So we have a fight here where this is strange. The new skip that was discovered at the beginning of the level seems to have changed the where these enemies spawn. So they are not in the positions I'm used to them being in. So there's 4 enemies that spawn, and this is why we needed the gun from earlier to make that fight a bit easier.
Just enough bullets too. Well done.
And then
What about our cereal?
some more
What about our cereal?
some more dialogue skipping, and that's the end of that level.
Thomas, it's Malcolm.
So yeah, so this is
The
Malcolm Van Horn. We haven't sort of spoken about him much, but he's been sort of following our activities, and it's not entirely clear what his motivations are or whether he's a friend or a foe. But we sort of keep on mysteriously running into him throughout the game.
I don't know what your game is here, Van Horn. But
Yeah,
I've
he
got
was the
challenge
one
you.
that
Excuse me.
broke into our apartment and was there when we woke up at the beginning of the second chapter. And that's quite never explained. Ethan's cool with that.
So I'm going to do another wall clip here to get access into here. And that's to pick up this sledgehammer to break open this lock.
And those weird noises you're hearing are a new enemy.
Yeah, and Draiga's going to be very careful here in the beginning section of this level to not take damage. He'll be doing an out of bounds in a little bit and be dropping from a very large height. So if he has even a little bit of health missing, he could risk dying from that out of bounds.
I think it's you can't take more than 2 hits here, otherwise it makes the out of bounds impossible.
And thankfully, you took none.
Yeah, you also can't let any enemies live there, because otherwise they'd follow you into this phone call. So after this phone call, there's going to be the big out of bounds, and this is yet another skip. Surprisingly, not found by Hippo this time, but I'm going to walk into these boards here, which are about to break underneath my feet. But as soon as they break, I'm going to quick load the quick saves. Oh, not quite. And that throws you, again, no clue why it happens. It just throws you completely out of bounds directly above where it happens. And that lets us do a long out of bounds walk here. Okay, ooh. I didn't, what can happen is that the, where am I? I'm just gonna, I don't know where I am. I'm just gonna load the checkpoint. Oh. Never mind, I'm just gonna load the save I had before.
Yeah.
What can happen is that the board's breaking throws the chairs throughout the room, and they can go through the windows there, and that blocks your progress, and it means you have to basically reload the save, which thankfully has not happened either of these times. Yeah, these chairs here can be thrown through the window, and they block your way.
And that specific corner is really tricky to get around. This
Yeah.
one is a little bit more forgiving.
Yeah, it's sort of you have to take a slightly wider turn than it looks like you should need to take.
Yeah, a lot of these out of bounds, you're just walking on paper thin lines here trying to navigate. So it's impressive Draiga's going through this as quickly as he is.
And this is another very annoying section where basically these 2 floors are at different heights, and you need to be at the higher height to be able to get around this corner here. And it's basically impossible to tell if you have it before actually attempting it, which I did in this case. Okay. So yeah, oh, and also getting onto the floor here is finicky.
Nice.
There we go.
Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a massive skip.
Yeah.
Saves a lot of time. Now we're going to be going out to the, the yard? Schoolyard? We're at a school,
Yeah.
if anyone didn't know. We're at a school, and we're going to be seeing some strange visions here. Ethan is a very unique human being. Let's just say that he was Fusro Dawing before Fusro Dawing was cool, okay? That's I'm not going to explain,
Yeah,
just look up the lore.
So after this strange vision, I'm going to pick up that like bar in the dumpster, and that's just to leave the sledgehammer I have in a slightly more convenient location because I'm going to need it later. But first of all, I'd like to get the gun here, and that's just to kill a few enemies that would otherwise... it's not necessary to kill them, but if you leave them alive, they deal too much damage, and it's quite difficult to progress. So left the sledgehammer conveniently right there, so I can pick it back up because I'm going to need it again, and then continue on my way here.
And that is the man we're looking for in the locker. It's the most infamous jump scare of like this era of gaming.
Which we unfortunately skip.
Yes, we do skip that. But if you want to look it up, it's pretty cool.
There's a small skip here where you can clip through the gates, and for a very long time, not quite. For a very long time, I had a complicated setup to try to get it, so that was quite inconsistent before Galt just said, hey, did you know that you can just hold forward into the gates and it just clips you through? And it's like, oh wow, that works. Except in that case, but usually it works.
Draiga's going to do a small skip here where he's going to climb over this corner in order to get over that debris, so he can just kind of hold left and forward to get over that.
And that is also going to allow Draiga to keep the sledgehammer, so we can do a little bit of a head bang here.
Yeah, this one's quite finicky. I'm trying to get the valve there. Ooh, second try is
That's
not
pretty
bad.
good.
Yeah, but
This valve is upside down. Very weird.
yeah, this valve that's on the floor here, I'm going to be taking on an adventure across this room to set it up on that corner over there. And so what you're meant to do is you're meant to climb down that ladder, and there's a trigger right at the bottom of the pool there to trigger another vision. But we're going to be skipping that, hopefully, by getting this. It's you can see it's the valve is very, very finicky to move. That might work. Maybe not. Oh, okay, wow. Okay. So using the valve, we can push ourselves past the invisible wall there and get onto the edge here. And there's still also another spot where we can do the like kicking slide thing. And so that skips having to hit the trigger at the bottom of the pool there to do the vision.
Yeah, there's like this whole fight inside that pool and stuff.
Yeah.
Takes too much time.
The fire axe is another one of these weapons that we have to grab to progress, so we have to grab that in order to break down this door.
We're just going to be running through the halls here for a bit, so we have time for a donation or two.
Absolutely. I have a $50 donation from Rafa that says, never knew about this game, Runner and Couch, but I'm loving it. Much love to the crowd and people joining the event on late hours. Thank you so much for your donation. That is the amazing thing about GDQ, is discovering new games and runners and people on the couch to follow along with. It is truly magical. I have $25 from DJC, my favorite event in gaming, and no better way to start the year than with the GDQ family. I donate in remembrance of my father, who bought me my first console. He passed from esophageal cancer over the last 20 years. Here's to making cancer a thing of the past one day. Thank you so much for your very generous donation. We have raised $546,048 for Prevent Cancer Foundation, and it's because of all of your donations. So thank you very, very much.
Awesome. So this big sort of creature enemy thing here, he's going to start becoming more and more prominent in the game at this point. And unfortunately, his presence is never explained in this game. And then there is a sequel to this game called Condemned 2, and his presence is never explained in that game either. So, yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, look up the Lord.
Yeah.
It's real weird.
Yeah.
But now we have another pretty long cutscene as we are being driven to the apple orchard. So, time for donations.
You've got it. I've got $50 from Sneaky Snake that has no comment, but thank you so very much for your donation. Total Kilodro 480 donates $10, saying second donation of the week. Amazing work so far, everyone. Let's keep it going and make some records. Much love to everyone running and donating. Thank you so much, and I agree. Much love to everyone running and donating. We have a $50 donation from Rebecca. They say, I donate every year. Happy AGDQ. Happy AGDQ to you as well. Anonymous donates $250. They do not leave a comment, but Anonymous, we appreciate your donation so very much.
Their deaths were unfortunate, but maybe it's best this way.
We have time for maybe one more.
Awesome. I have $10 from PS Sweets. Hey, AGDQ, don't forget to use your Prime sub. There's no better cause than this. Thank you so much.
Stay on your toes.
Get those primers going.
I'll drop you off.
Yeah, where are our primers? I've never called them primers in my life. Thank you.
It's a perfect name for it.
It's pretty good, yeah.
So Orchard is another level that's gone through a few evolutions, and as it is right now, we more or less skip the entire level. We're going to be doing another, similar to the one we did in the mall. We're going to be setting up another box to clip right through a wall, straight into more or less the end of the level.
Yet another hippo box clip.
Yeah.
What did you do to this game, dude? This is wild. My goodness.
So this is the box in question. It does not want to be pushed. There we go. So I'm going to be taking it through this hall into this room here. Yeah, this is the problem with boxes, is that sometimes they just decide they don't want to be pushed, and you have to sort of approach it from a different angle, hope it will be pushed.
That angle is violence.
I need it on this sort of particular orientation, and that's to push it up against this trash bag here, and that lets me get up onto it, and then get onto the edge of it and spam right while quick saving, and then hopefully I should. This one is quite a lot harder than the one in the mall. I'm just tapping right and up and down, and hopefully I should be able to clip through the wall. This one's quite a lot harder and more finicky than the one in the wall, and can also take a little while for it to work. I'm not convinced this is working.
Yeah, before the new Chapter 1 Out of Bounds was found, this was definitely considered the hardest in the game.
Yeah.
And it's still not easy. It is so finicky. You really have to, push yourself into this walls for a long time in order to clip all the way through. It's a quite large gap.
The first time I tried this, my fingers actually started hurting. I was there for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Draiga's just going to continue trying to wiggle himself.
Ooh, oh, that
that's
looks
looking
good.
good, yeah,
That looks
yes.
good. Really just become one with that wall. Oh, yeah.
There we go.
I am the wall. Gotta believe.
I'm getting further into that. Yeah, this is, as I said, very, very annoying, very finicky skip, but I think
No, you wouldn't have gotten it first try, dude. You just stop being, we're on the GDQ stage, man. Stop being toxic, man. Jeez.
These are also some really cool, like, out of bounds skips. It's really interesting to
There
watch,
we go.
too. Nice
Oh,
job
yeah.
done.
No, yeah. Beautiful. Great job. Yeah, no, this game is actually a really cool run.
Yeah.
And, Gold, you're a brand new runner to this. Like, how did you enjoy your approach to learning this game?
Yeah, it was great. Luckily, Hippo was super nice and answered my questions whenever I had them. Draiga, of course, was friends with him before, so he was glad to help out. But yeah, everyone in the community is super nice. So if you're interested in running, please feel free to, ask away questions on the forums, speedrun.com forums. Everyone's happy to help.
Yeah.
These two will help you out a lot. Me, I'm kind of watched this game, but I know a lot about it.
Yeah, if you want to run this game, I'm more than happy to help. Yeah, feel free to reach out. Feel free to ask any sort of questions about the game. I'm happy to answer anything about it. Coming up, we have, I guess, what you call a boss fight with the serial killer we've been hunting this whole game. And so our approach for the fight is to hopefully get him stuck in a corner where we can use our shotgun to take or to lower his health as much as possible. That won't deal enough damage, and so then we have to use the shotgun as a melee weapon. And unfortunately, that usually isn't enough damage either, and so then we're gonna have to kick him, and then hopefully that should be enough damage before he kills us.
So sad.
Yeah, the
You shouldn't have come here.
If you don't block enough of his attacks.
there we go.
So
Okay, you got it now.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, the way that we do this is very brute force.
Yeah.
When you do this casually, like, the game encourages you to kind of chase around and use different objects, and, you know, pace it. But we're going just brute force as fast as we can. Good
Yeah.
blocks, really good blocks here.
Yeah, he does a surprisingly large amount of damage, so you really don't want to be hit by him, because it is, it's definitely possible to be killed by him.
Yo,
Oh,
did he just go Psycho Mantis on you and unplug your
I think
mouse?
so,
Like,
yeah.
that was wild.
Yeah. There we go. Okay.
He's not playing fair. You got him, though. Good job.
Yeah, very good fight.
Really good fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even blocking in this game is extremely difficult. You can't hold it down like a typical block in a video game that you would think you would be able to do. It's more of a parry, so you have to time it pretty precisely. So getting that done in one shot is very impressive.
I know of what I speak. Stop speaking.
Yeah, so we have another maybe minute and a half cutscene. So feel free to read some more donations.
You've got it. I have $5 from Kira Hartley. I started watching GDQ about 10 years ago after my mom was diagnosed with cancer. It really helped cheer me up. Just under 2 weeks ago, after fighting for many years, she finally passed. I've never donated before because money is usually really tight for us, but I thought now would be a great time to donate something small in her memory. I'm so incredibly sorry to hear that, and thank you so much for your donation. And it's worth noting that there is no small donation for this at all. Every single dollar helps go towards that amount to give to PCF. So thank you so much for your donation. Again, every single bit matters, and there is not a small donation here. Thank you so much.
Shame it ruined you at the Bureau.
Very well said. Very well put. Thank you.
Of course,
Yeah.
since you're no
So I just want to mention that if you are named Ethan and you are in a horror game, your hands are going to hurt. I don't know what it is, but this Ethan gets his finger cut off. Ethan Winters in Resident Evil gets his hands chopped off. It's just something's about it.
That's
So
something about the name Ethan. It's just,
Yeah.
you know.
so just this is a warning for all the Ethans out there. Just don't be in a horror game, you know?
Yeah.
Just stick to like action adventure or a racing game or
Yeah.
something.
Yes, he was one of mine too. We were so close to him, but I got there first. Perhaps it would be better if you lost a finger.
And if we have a moment, I have
So
another
that's
There it
donation.
why Ethan's.
Oh.
But funny enough, he does grow it back. I don't know how, but just play Condemned 2 and then you're like, hey, look, he's got his finger
Yeah.
back. So
And then Leland Van Horn shows up to save us, thankfully. So yeah, so this is the final level of the game. We lose most of our things here, so we no longer have the taser in this level. And so it's a much more sort of stripped back focus on melee combat here. But we're going to be running past most of the enemies, and in fact, we're going to be forming a bit of a conga line of enemies as we're just going to be running past all of them. I believe this is also the introduction of these sort of big brutish enemies. instead of the regular human enemies. Again, I don't think this is ever sort of properly explained why these enemies start showing up here, but well, here they are.
You can just hear him behind you. He's trying. He's doing his best. He's doing his best, yo.
Yeah, an A for effort, but
Yeah. And also, there's this really funny thing that can happen. These little dudes will spawn right here, and they might hit the big dude, and then the big dude and the little dude are gonna fight.
yeah.
And it's sick.
Let's see. I can
See
sort
what
of
happens.
goat him into it.
Oh, here we
There
go.
we go.
Oh, it's a brawl. Here we go. Who's gonna? Oh,
that
no.
was a wipe
That was
there.
so fast. The big dude is just too strong. Where's the backup?
Here we go. Here we go. The cavalry.
The cavalry's here. Get them, sick 'em, boys. Oh, that one died so fast. Oh, this is so
Okay.
tragic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so all of that did actually serve a point. I actually want those enemies dead, just so they don't bother me in this next room, because I'm going to be doing another fairly small skip, but yeah, I don't want the enemies to be following me and bothering me during it.
So you said this new setup Hippo literally just found? You just
Yeah,
found this?
at the same time, we found the other big new skips.
Yeah,
so-
your submission video literally said Merry Christmas. Jokester over here.
Oh, it's not going to work. So yeah, so that window, I would like to get into it, and I'm going to be doing that by getting up on top of this cabinet thing here, and then hopefully slowly stepping into the window and facing a particular way and tapping forward, and oh, maybe.
Ooh, yep,
There we
nice.
go, yeah.
Well done.
That's going to push us through the window.
We used to have to use a chair that was sitting in front of that window, and it was so, as you can tell, props in this game do
Yeah,
not really like to cooperate.
yeah,
so,
I hated the chair method. Yeah.
yeah, it's a beautiful change. So
Yeah.
thank you again, Hippo, for blessing us.
Yeah. These that sort of type of enemy over there are going to be quite annoying because they can sort of get you into a melee stun lock type thing, like that, and so it's somewhat important that you block their attacks because they can really, really do a lot of damage if you're not careful.
Hopefully get these guys to fight each other as well. Get them off our back.
Yeah, and this is what I mean is when meant was that we're just going to have a big conga line of enemies following us now for the rest of the level. There are 2 humans here, which I would like to take out because they are carrying guns with more ammo. Hopefully should have 10 bullets, yeah.
As long as the enemies don't shoot any of their bullets, they'll always have a full clip in there.
And this is going to be very useful in the final fights of this level.
This trek all the way to the end part of this level is very scary because by the time you get around the next corner, there's going to be more enemies spawning in, and they're all just following you, ready to...
Yeah, thankfully there's health pickups there, but from now we're going to be relying just on the health that we have, so hopefully we can make it. There's not a skip per se, but a bit of tech right here where we're going to be picking up I'm not sure what to call it, it's another weapon that we're meant to be taking into the final fight of the game, but if you spam the pickup button on the gun when you drop it, you can pick it up and take it with you into the final fight, which is good because I've got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Nice. Let's go.
And that is because
First try.
yeah, this gun is, as you can imagine, much more useful than a melee weapon in this fight. Except here, we are going to be meleeing these 2 enemies, but then shooting these enemies as they drop down. Because if you shoot them whilst they're in the drop down animation, it's a 1-hit kill. And then lining up these 2 enemies, oh, not quite. You're meant to take out those enemies with one shot, that's fine. And then lining up these shots as well. Wonderful. So now that all of those regular enemies are killed, the final big bad boss of the game is going to come down. And our technique for killing him is going to be using this fire axe. And one thing we haven't mentioned is that what melee animation you get depends on what direction button you're holding when you melee. And so in this case, I'm going to be holding the left direction button. That's going to give us a sort of this sort of butting animation with the fire axe. And for some reason, if you use the butting animation on the big final boss, that deals a lot more damage than anything else. And so it's the most efficient way to kill the final boss.
Who would think the handle of the axe would be stronger than the
Yeah,
axe?
I know, yeah.
I don't make the rules.
Yeah.
Rules were meant to be broken. Which is very much so this speedrun, to be honest.
So this is like a 3-phase boss here. Draiga just finished the second phase, and now he's loading into the last area here.
Yeah.
We'll just be doing, again, 2 to 3 more hits on this enemy. And then we should be running our way to the end of the game here.
Yeah.
Nice, that was so quick.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Let's
that's
go,
the, yeah. So that's the final boss dealt with. Unfortunately, that is not the end of the run, because what would a condensed speedrun be without another about 2-minute long cutscene? So if we want to read some donations, this is a great time for it.
Absolutely. I have $50 from Toombs. My girlfriend is a pathologist, and they play a big role in early detection. I'm so proud of her and all the great work she does. Thank you, GDQ, for raising money for a wonderful charity. Thank you, and thank your girlfriend for all the work she does. That's very amazing. I have $5 from Thunder. Donating on behalf of Alba, Ali, and Morp. GDQ is better with friends, less than 3. Thank you so much. Also, Rafa donated earlier, noting that they were discovering new runners and games, and they come in with another donation of $500. Yeah. Hi, it's me again. Still loving it. Much love, everyone. I agree with you, Nicole. Really interesting to watch. Hype. Thank you so much, Rafa. I'm glad you're having a great time. And Room 208 donates $25. Thank you for all you do. Let's continue to fight cancer together. Thank you so very much. We are now at 546,748 raised. Again, thank you every single person who's been a part of this to help raise this money for PCF. It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So this is the final cutscene where you get some interesting information. What's this guy's name? We get the bald guy. Van Horn, something Van Horn?
Malcolm Van Horn, yeah.
Malcolm, thank
Yeah.
you, Malcolm. So Malcolm, his nephew is actually Serial Killer X. Whoa!
No,
Yeah,
no way, you know what?
And he's in the trunk of the car, which really isn't very safe. Not a very good, not a very good way to treat your nephew. But yeah, we're gonna take a moment to make a decision whether we take revenge on Leland or we let him live. But it's just faster to just shoot him. But
Yeah.
just get the same ending, so don't worry about it. Open the trunk. But while we're ending here, yeah, we had Hippo on the couch. Obviously, he couldn't make it all the way from Australia, and I felt like it was necessary to have him here in some way, you know, have his presence, because he is the reason why this game is as cool of a run as it is. And I mean, you saw it, you watched it. It's a cool run. So thank you, Hippo.
Yeah.
Thank dude.
Yeah,
Thanks,
Hippo is the mind behind this game. He found most everything in it. Maxi has a great video about Hippo and all of his contributions, not just to this game, but to a variety of other games, including Biddage and Bid 2. Time is about to come up, by the way, in a few seconds. It will be as soon as I get the final mouse click off. And time is... now.
GG.
Oh. Thank you.
Man, you killed that. That
Yeah,
was so
thank you.
good.
Thank you. Yes, as said, that was Condemned Criminal Origins. Super, super cool speed run. There's not a Discord for it, unfortunately, but as I said, I'm really happy to help anybody. I'm sure Gulch will be happy to help as well. Hippo, as I said, he is the reason this game is as broken and as interesting as it is. I'm sure he'd be happy to help as well. Yeah, that's about all I have to say. Do you guys have anything to add, or?
I mean, it's your first time GDQ runner.
Yeah, thank you.
You wouldn't think so with that performance, to be quite honest. Really amazing stuff, flying from across the pond to do this run.
Yeah.
I'm just honored to be a part of it because I tried to get this game into GDQ for years, and I stopped because Draiga and Hippo were just showing incredible potential. And we got to see that here on the stage today, and yeah, I'm just so pleased. You did so great.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Yep, great job, Draiga.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Follow Draiga.
Yeah, thank you. Twitch.tv/Draiga with an underscore because I can't get the straight Draiga name. Twitch.tv/MaxLobes, Twitch.tv/Gulch2. Yeah, that is everything I have to say. That was Condemned any percent. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for that amazing run. We have more speed runs coming up, but first we're going to take a quick break. So go ahead, stand up,